everyone, welcome to Sims Fosters. So yes, I didn't realize this, and I'm glad it was kind of like a fun thing. Isaac is obviously the son of Grace, another one of my Sims, who happens to be a mermaid. And so yes, he is a mermaid as well, guys. So it's going to be fun to have a mermaid back in the series, but not actually in Solani. So things are going to be quite interesting with him. But he's, like I said, he moved in the last episode to help out the gang with the kids. But now that the kids are kind of older, you never know what he might do. But he said he might stick around just to help out. Also, behind the scenes, Caden had aged up. Caden was the little baby that was in the original episode. And Rita is his sister. But he aged up, so I edited up his looks. But to be honest with you guys, I might actually have them be fostered out or adopted out, because these guys were only being fostered. And that's kind of what the base of the show is. To bring kids in, raise them up for a little bit, and then to eventually adopt them out. And then eventually possibly adopt. But I don't want to do that right away, because then it kind of takes away from the whole series. So, this is his everyday look. His formal, his athletic, his sleepwear, his party wear, his swimwear, his hot weather, and his cold weather. But him and Rita, I was kind of thinking, would now be adopted out by another family. But also in the background, Yoda, which is actually Jack and Fatia's son, the youngest son, or in a sense called Baby Yoda, aged up as well. So this is him, and this is his everyday, his formal, his active, his sleep, his party, his swim, his hot weather, and his cold weather. So let's go ahead and get into the game, and now we're actually going to go ahead and have Rita and her brother get adopted out into the same family. But they're obviously still going to have relationships with Jack and them, and I think the family is going to be nice enough to let them, but they're going to be adopted out and all that. So I'll be back in just a bit. Okay, they were adopted out by this woman here, Pixie Fairy Dust. And the reason why I chose her is because I kind of thought she would really want to spend life together. And she's getting older, so I figured she would want to have kids. And maybe she couldn't have kids herself. But, so that is why I decided to have her adopt them out. But with that adoption, that means that we have some new kids coming in, and one in Pacific will be a teenager, which I've been really, really excited to get into. But I think the teenager will be one of the ones that we actually go through and adopt itself, like fully adopt it, instead of fostering. So they're going to foster for a little bit, and then they'll adopt it. And then the other one that they're going to do is another kid as well. So they're going to be fostering 2 more kids. But one right now will be definitely adopted. The other one, I'm not sure. Okay, so here we are. I think Fatia has already heard that they had a potential foster, and she wanted to let them know that they're available. So she's going to go ahead and do that now. And just as I say about doing that, the computer breaks. But we're just going to straight up replace it. And then I think that, I don't know, maybe, are these guys actually together, or are they Okay, no, he's not even proposed yet. So he's gonna go ahead and propose to her at least, and then maybe very soon they can have a wedding. And then after this, go to household, adopt, and but the kids are kind of old enough that they're starting to do things for themselves. But Isaac has moved in just to be like a helping hand. But one of the kids, I will tell you now that they are going to get, obviously as a teen. The other one will be a baby. And they will age it all the way up through. And I will decide whether or not to foster or officially adopt it out to someone else or not. But as of right now, it's not really sure yet. Meanwhile, Isaac's getting a shower, and Blaze and Yoda are kind of doing their own thing. But now they're looking for one of the kids to potentially foster, and one of them will be a baby, and I think we might go with Hallie, but we might change her name to Holly. But he's down here dancing because he's excited. And they do have to set up a wedding date very, very soon because they are engaged. There's a lot of my Sims getting engaged lately. The kids are kind of playing on the laptop, which is fine. Jack's going to go do a little bit cleaning. Isaac, before bed, why don't you go ahead and maybe cook something up? We could do, resuming the chocolate cake, I guess. And for Isaac, since he's not really needed much around here, since the kids are older now, I kind of thought maybe since he would ask and say that, is it okay for him to stay here? And I really wanted him to get a job, and the way it's going to work is he's actually going to become like a traveling nanny, kind of similar to Super Nanny. So I'm going to call him a Super Nanny. And that's what he's going to be. Super Nanny. And I'm going to say he works for Super Nanny herself. Works. Hang on. There we go. So he is a Super Nanny that works for Super Nanny Joe Frost. So that's his official job. So in addition to that, he will be getting money here and there. You know what, I might just change her name to Hayden. Hayden. Not Caden, Hayden. And we gotta give her a random last name because she's not adopted yet. Hayden Tucker. So, she has been officially adopted. And then now it's time to officially adopt our teen. So, I will have to go ahead and do that now because they have to foster the teen. I meant not adopt, but they're going to go ahead and officially foster the teen now. Okay, one last time. This is Dax. This is their teenage, or that they're currently fostering, but they're eventually going to adopt. So, this is his everyday look. His formal, his active, his sleepwear, his party wear, his swimwear, his hot weather, and his cold weather. Pretty, like, I try to keep it with, like, normal-based teen, like, certain Hollywood-type style, as well. But, you never know. And, so now we can actually officially get into this episode now. Okay, welcome back, and I just seen something beforehand. Yes, Isaac just got taken by, been abducted by aliens. This has been quite an episode already. But Dax is kind of, like, not sure about anything, so he's gonna, like, try to be good. Like, he's been living in the system for many years, and he's just trying to make good on the family. He's gonna try to get a little bit of small talk done with Jack here, who could potentially be like a father figure to him. And so, well, more likely will eventually be a father figure to him. He's like, so Jack's like, if you don't mind my asking, he's like, why me, honestly? He said, I've been in the foster system for years, and I'm 17, and you never know how much longer. Like, I'm be 18 in a couple years, in about a year or two. So he said, I thought you were just 17. Okay, well, I'm 16 and a half, so about a year. And so I'll be 17. Why me now? He said, honestly, we didn't really choose you because of your age. We chose you because nobody really wanted you. We've always fell in love with you since we've seen you, and we knew that you were the right choice for us. And honestly, I know this is a lot on your first day, but there's nothing, all that. It's like, but how long have you been in the foster system? If you don't mind my asking. And Dax is gonna say, I was in the foster system since I was a baby. I've been fostered out 3 times. This would be the 3rd time. I was adopted by one of my families, but they returned me, and they said that they didn't want me anymore. I wasn't good enough for them because I'm a vegetarian, and they didn't like that. So, and it's not like I forced anybody else to be a vegetarian, but I just tried to help them out, and they didn't take it that way. But anywho, Isaac is back, and he's really got to pee, so I am hoping, because I know when male Sims get abducted, they have a chance of being pregnant, so I'm hoping that that is not the case. Because there's one spot left, and that is the reason for that. Fatia and Jack always wanted a big family, and I know I said Yoda was going to be their last one, but what's going to happen is they're going to fool around while the kids are at school, and Isaac is going to be on a call. Okay, I just got a hint that he might be pregnant because he just thought about a baby. Okay, so I'm really hoping he's not pregnant. If he is, though, I think that he would keep it. Like, honestly, I don't think that he would get rid of it, but it's going to be an interesting baby. Let's just put it there. It's going to be a very interesting child, considering that father would be a mermaid and the other parent would be an alien. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting child. But anyways, it's getting kind of early. And I don't know, he might have to go. No, he starts in 2 days. So Joe has him going into work in 2 days. Jojo does. But Dax is like, I've never been here, and you seem like you are a nice guy. Like, I don't know how to act. I've been in and out of the system for years, and I just don't want to say something wrong. He's like, honestly, Jack and Fatia are so sweet. I don't think that no matter what you do will be wrong. And I've even heard them talking about maybe even making you be adopted fully. And throwing a little party to celebrate it. Obviously, if that's what you want. Now, I don't take my word for that. But Dax is, like, really, really excited. Like, he's never had the feelings that someone is fully going to adopt him and not return him. But obviously, there's some negative feelings as well because of being returned before. And that's something that he's going to have to deal with as well. But I think that Fatia and them are going to hold off to see if Isaac is actually pregnant. But meanwhile, every one of the kids are really just kind of doing their own thing and trying to get to know Dax. And Dax is trying to get to know them. And I think ultimately once Dax gets to know all of them, like he's talking with Blaze now, I think he's really going to and Yoda, like, all the boys are definitely getting along. And they're all watching this movie, or they were there for a minute, all watching that movie together. And I think ultimately Dax really likes to hear, and obviously he knew, like, these guys before, like, they've been coming in to see him and talk to him and all that. And I think Dax is going to officially ask Fatia and Jack if they wouldn't mind adopting him and being his forever home instead of just fostering. See, he's even trying to cheer up Blaze. He's all around a sweet kid, ultimately. And I think that is the case. But Hayden up here is upset, so someone needs to tend to her as well. So I think Jack's going to go ahead and do that. Meanwhile, Dax is going to ask Fatia, like, I really think that this is a place that I want to be forever. Yoda's like, I think Dax wants to tell you something, but he's kind of afraid to. She's like, sweetheart, you could tell me anything. She said, and she's like, I think we would absolutely love to have you as our forever child. And if it's okay with you, maybe we could pursue getting this on the go. And he's like, I would absolutely love that. But I think these guys are kind of really starting to get used to the way things are. But things could change when Hayden gets older as well. We don't know how she's going to impact the family. All we do know is Dax is definitely more likely going to be sticking around. And we don't have any major holidays coming up besides Day of the Dead and Halloween. That's a little bit of ways yet. So maybe these guys will do a wedding and that soon. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe in the next episode they'll do the adoption thing with Dax. I know it's kind of rushed, but I think that since they've been talking with Dax for a while and Dax really seems to want it and so do they, it's no secret that they should do it. And now I think that they're going to have to go ahead and rearrange a little bit of this house around to make a room for Dax. So give me one quick minute. Okay, so I went ahead and added a toy box here and that for the babies when they grow up. And this room here will be Dax's room now. So, and I just moved the computer out here now. So Dax officially has his own room now. So let's go ahead and assign him to his bed. And he's, how is he rejuvenated from a nap, but he's tired? That makes no sense at all, but okay. Since you're tired, bud, and you don't have to go to work, why don't you take a nap? And Dax, why don't you do a little bit of cleaning up? Maybe you can do that. I think maybe Dax would, I don't know. For me, Dax just kind of strikes me as someone that would eventually go in the military. I don't know why. So maybe we'll go down that route with him. I don't know. That's a little ways away though. But things seem to be going pretty smoothly. These guys are slowly getting their house built up again as well. Mainly the upstairs looks like it's pretty much done. Downstairs, we need something in this area here mainly. I'm not quite sure what to do here yet. But pretty much everything else seems to be okay. Obviously, it's not quite the same as it used to be, but I think that's good because, I mean, Jack and them really would want to make it their own. But just being in the house that he grew up in really makes him happy, as you can see. And spending time with these guys and all that makes them happy as well. I think, though, because they've never invited them over officially. Why don't we go ahead and invite... We've never actually invited over Ambrose and them over to the house to officially see it. And maybe we should invite Grace over as well. The only person I don't see on here is Newt. Why can't I invite Newt? I don't understand that, but... I don't know, they're all should be coming in now. But I'll be back in just a second. Okay, we are back. I think he's inviting a bunch of people over now just to kind of see the house, see how things are doing, because a lot of them never been here before. But Azriel's here, chit-chatting. I'm meeting everybody. Dean is here as well. Dean's visiting from college. Ambrose is upstairs. Plan to wrap bacon with everything. Okay, that's an interesting one. Trenton's here visiting as well, but Trenton's kind of doing his own thing because, oh, he's actually working in college, so yeah, he's doing his own thing. That's good. These guys are just kind of having a little bit of a family time together, which is fine. Showing off the house and being lovey-dovey with one another. Isaac, though, he's been really, like, been having issues with his stomach since being abducted. Ambrose is here, I guess, talking now. But everybody's just kind of having a little bit of a fun day. Meeting Dax, and all that. Meeting the baby. Spending time together. Talking with each other. Jessica's here now, guys. All the fams are really coming over. I'm just kind of waiting for Grace to show up because I think Isaac will be over the moon for if his mom shows up. And I kind of forgot about this, honestly. I have totally forgot that Grace is actually the sister of Jack. Which would mean that that Isaac would be his nephew. But everybody seems to be getting along and just having a good time with one another. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end it out here with these guys. Just spending some time with the fams and just getting to know one another and all that. And we know now Dax will be officially being adopted. We also are currently fostering Hayden. But you never know how things could change. And now we have some family visiting and all that. And Isaac was abducted by aliens. So there's a possibility he's pregnant with an alien baby. If he is, we'll have to wait and see. If not, we'll have to wait and see as well. So, with that said, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Peace.